You have reached your destination.
Yep. And here's today's conundrum. I started to test fit the pieces together, and I want to show you specifically this nice large opening. Look at the seam of body to fender and the edge of the fender. Specifically here to here. Nice big opening. Whereas on the area that it's going to, and it's tough to see because I've got this thing upside down, here to here is another, 3 inches smaller, 2 inches smaller. So I have a couple of options. Put more front fender back on, weld it on, or I make a wooden form that conforms to this shape, and I just beat that down so it's more slender. So I'm going to weigh my options and think about this. I find I do my best design work, as it were, and my best thinking while I sleep. So I'm going to sleep on it. No kidding. In the meantime, I'm going to straighten out the back of this. That's what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to put one of the first rigid pieces in the back across the entire rear there. And I'm going to go from here where you see it straighten out, and then all the way over. Now you can see that there's a little bit of curve on this thing, but it's also split. There's a little bit of damage in the rear end on this thing, so straightening it out to a common straightness is going to be easy. And then going to cut up this. That's what, 1 inch square tubing, and weld it across the bottom. The existing trunk floor is going to come off, but I'm not sure if I'm going to reuse it or if I'm going to throw it or gift it or whatever. The hump, call it the bowl, but the hump where the spare tire would go, I may keep and put in the back for a spare tire for the trailer. So I haven't thought about that yet. But when I do take off this this floor pan, I'm not going to destroy it. I'm not. So in the meantime, how to straighten this stuff out? Native, the MGAs came with this. They have a lip here on my on the MGA project I finally completed, sort of. I had to do some repairs to this as well, and I'm using a copper rod, nice and straight. It's pretty stiff, and hammers and dollies. There's the hammer, and vice grips to squash it down. So I'll do this bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, and have a nice straight edge to weld that piece to. Prior to welding that piece to it, though, I'm going to strip all the rust and gunk and junk out of there. I'm going to have to remove this bolt on both sides. So I'm going to drill a hole below that, sort of in between these two here, and put that thing back in, so that I still have rigidity and that kind of thing. Not that it's going to matter, because it's all going to get welded together with that piece, but I want that seam never to open up. So that's my day so far. And here we go. So I've more or less welded in that piece of bar. I've done plug welds, more or less drilling holes within this thing and then filling them in with welds. So this is extremely strong right now. I've taken a couple of passes at it. I am now going to grind down my awesome welds, and I think that would be the end of my evening, at least for now. And the welds are ground down. So I've got some body work to do here. Some dimples and shit like that, but that's okay. So what I foresee happening next, I'm going to let me back up here. So the main portion of this, the main strength portion of this thing's frame is going to be here to here and forward. Excuse me. And between here and its associated point there, it slopes down in a way that's not even with the two edges of the fenders. Basically, it's nice and it'll be nice and level, and then the yasin will come up just a little bit. I'm going to cover that in, so I've got more storage space. I think tomorrow, now that I've got this in, right, I'm going to think long and hard about cutting off the floor. And that is definitely going to be something I'll use a plasma cutter on, which will be all kinds of fun. Oh, back is killing me. Yeah, I got some things to think about. Yep. So check this out. That is the floor pan of that. And some left over. So I've got a cross brace there if I need one. Yeah, this was about 10 minutes of work with my my plasma cutter. That plasma cutter is freaking tits, man. It's awesome. It's gosh darn great. Yep. This gives me some options. It's a lot lighter now. So this gives me some options on putting the two pieces together. I need to cut off, let's see, I need to cut off that, and where the B-pillars would go. Same thing over here, so I'll do that next. And yeah, that thing is just awesome. I mean, I've got this pile of grit and shavings that this thing does not produce, and this does it in about 5 minutes, and a grinder takes 3 times that. Oh yeah, I really like that. It's well worth the money I just paid for it. It's not much money, but yeah. So I will take an angle grinder to these pieces here, and all right, I cut too much off the fender on the fronts, but that's okay. I can recover that. I've got this thing centered on a metal wooden thing scaffold. There you go. And I have plumb bobbed, and I have measured, and I have centered, and on and on and on this entire damn thing. So you're looking at what it is going to more or less look like, rather. So there's the center, held together with clamps and vice grips. I've got the old pieces of the fenders, and I'm going to put them back on and elongate so that they go across here and weld it into somewhat down in here, right? And you can see got it pretty leveled out, so not too bad. The final leveling will come when I put the frame under it.